How you doing tonight, Coach?
I'm great, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate you taking your Sunday night out to be with us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, anytime.
So we just want to talk about a little bit on your thoughts on how to keep the U.S. Women's National Team number one. I mean, that's the biggest thing right now is to keep them on top of their game. They're defending champions. What do you do to keep them on top?
You know, it's not easy to get on top. It's not easy to get on top and win it again and stay on top, and it's even harder to stay on top after winning 2 World Cups. And I was very well aware of that, of the challenge, but that's what makes it interesting, to find those little things, to find the little details that hopefully will make a difference going forward. And obviously, I've been on the job for only, what is it now, 3-4 weeks, and I'm just still working on all those little things, little details of what is it that we can do to keep evolving as a team, and what are the things that we can do to keep developing, not just as a team but individually as well.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the players when you were coaching pro. You looked at a lot of the college players. I mean, you're still probably looking at some of the similar players when you're looking at the younger players in the national teams on the U23s, U20s. Now, what's that been like on just watching some of these college players develop?
It's one thing is for sure that this country has always developed players, young players, whether it's through college or we see some of them are getting a different pathway to get on the national team. Young players are always coming up, and they're going to keep coming. Looking at the pool, at the young player pool now, there's so many players and talented players coming up. I think that there will be talent, there will be potential that will hopefully get on the national team. It's just a question how many of them and when, because we know the qualifiers are in January, and the Olympics. Hopefully, we win the qualifiers and make it to the Olympics. Then it's a short period of time for some of them to adjust on a team like that. So it's just like I said, it's just a question how many of them are going to be on the team.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to ask about is you're newer on the job. You've only been on for a few weeks now. That you got the Olympic qualifiers qualifying coming up, and to pick that roster is a little bit tighter when if you qualify. What's that process been like with your coaching staff, talking about who you're going to be using in the qualifiers?
Yeah, so going into the qualifiers, first we're going to go into camp with a little bit bigger number, just so I can evaluate the players a little bit more. Obviously, I've evaluated them so much until now, not just on the national team, but also in the league, and how well they've done, and what I think is their potential and their max. And also, I've been evaluating players that have done well in the league, players that have done well in the college game as well. So now, just getting all of them together and keep evaluating them against each other, and hopefully make create that roster. Now, that part is not going to be easy, just because like I said, there's so many good players coming in. But eventually, we're gonna go with who we think is going to be the best, or who we think is going to give us the best chance to win the qualifiers.
Now, as a player, you were a defender. What's some of your defensive intents with this national team? We're always known as a nation that's got great goalkeeping, great backline.
I mean, the national team is doing a tremendous job defensively, and I had a chance to work with them only for a few sessions, and I was impressed. Obviously, I know I had a chance to work with Becky Sauerbrunn for several years, but also the players that were around there. Abby Dolkemper was there, Sonnet, and Casey Short was there. So all of them are doing a great job. I enjoy working with on the defensive side. I enjoy working with defenders, and just because of my nature, being defender for so long, the game gets dissected in so many details that at times they feel like it's overwhelming. But when everything is over and done, they absolutely appreciate it.
Now, when you break it down, a lot of these games, you've had 2 games under your belt. What have you seen on film that you've broken down so far that you see that you're going to take forward towards the qualifiers?
I mean, it's hard to go with one or two things. Obviously, we have to break things down a little bit more methodical, and it's not just from these games. You have to go look into World Cup games and even some of the Victory Tour games, and see what is it that the teams are picking up. What is it that the opponents are picking up, and trying to get us or trap us on, so that's so we can prepare going forward. Obviously, the federation, one thing that has impressed me a lot, one of the things that has impressed me a lot is that they have a department, there's an analytics department who is so organized and has got so many resources that makes my job, I would say, a little bit easier, but also a lot more interested. So we can look at any little detail in so many different angles and be able to and help us prepare better for it.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for your time. I know you had a short time tonight, and I want to thank you for taking your time out and wish you guys the best of luck in qualifying for the Olympics, and hope to see you guys in the games in Japan.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. Anytime, and hope to talk to you again.
All right, I'll see you soon.
Yep. See you. Take care.
Thank you for watching a World Sports Show production. For more info, go to worldsportsshow.com.